Two opinion polls last week revealed the truth about the nation's view of Brexit. The first, in the Sunday Times, remarkably revealed that 52% would vote to remain, which Remain is gleefully used to prove that the British public have a bad case of regret. However, it's fundamentally misleading. First, it's obviously impossible to remain in an organisation that you have left, and a referendum that asked people if they wanted to rejoin would have had very different connotations. The Blob has never come to terms with Brexit and is desperate to tie Britain to a failing and bankrupt European Union that it always thought the electorate was stupid to vote to leave. However, I suggest that Remainers don't get too excited about the Sunday Times poll, because a new poll, which is being given exclusively to GB News, conducted by Queen Mary University in YouGov, has just been released, and this one has got away from the predetermined views on Brexit by not actually mentioning the B word at all. It asks what powers people want the nation to have and which ones ought to be shared with international bodies. The poll gave respondents 3 options alongside Don't Know to 20 questions on decision-making. These were the UK government alone, the UK government involving other nations on a non-binding basis, and the UK government bound by international institutions. On every single question, the most popular answer was the UK government alone. And in 17 of the 20 questions, this answer, including the Don't Knows, had over 50% support. So that, for example, on VAT, 71% want the UK to make the rules exclusively, while only 5% want the government to be bound by international institutions. But remember, when we were still in the EU, VAT was made by the EU, not by us. The 3 that did not have over 50% support were AI regulation, data protection and trade rules, but still, a majority wanted us to do them. So despite the relentless Remainer whinging, the fundamentals of Brexit are as popular, if not more popular than ever. The British people do want their parliament to be sovereign, despite the poor quality of government they're currently being provided with. This idea of taking back control was at the heart of the Brexit campaign. The decisions affecting the UK must be made by those who are democratically accountable to domestic voters. And it's wonderful, it's refreshing, it's uplifting that voters have confidence in their own nation, a positive position that looks to a bright future. The sadness is that our politicians are such pessimists, managers of decline. But when the politicians do not match the needs of a democratic people, new ones can and will replace them.